Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So today I'm asking this question: when are black women's tears going to be honored? It's starting to look like there are people in the world who don't think black women have a right to cry. That you can't exercise the very feminine trait of crying. On the one hand, they say you're masculine, you're not feminine, and then you do something that's very feminine and you get criticized. So do people really think that black women don't feel, have emotions, and you shouldn't be able to cry when you're disappointed or hurt or upset about something? Has this little girl already learned that she can't cry? At what age will she or did she learn that her tears don't matter? It doesn't matter if she's hurt or hungry or abused, because her tears don't count. When did she learn that? When will she learn that? Or this woman, a single mom, fell in love with the wrong guy, has children, and abandoned after being abused. She's hurting and she's crying, but that doesn't matter because she's a black woman. Or this woman with 5 children and no man in sight, with children following behind her. She clearly has issues, but whatever they are, she'd better not cry, because whatever problems she might have, they're all her fault, and she better not cry about it. And yes, that brings me back to Angel Reese, a 21-year-old who's had to pull herself up by her bootstraps, discipline herself, and carry herself in such a way that she can play college basketball at the highest level. And the white media has done to her what they do best: drag a black person down, especially when they play in a white person's face. How dare she do that? How dare she punk this little white girl who is just as gangster as she can be herself? And she didn't even ask for that protection from the white media. And I'm talking about Caitlin Clark, who gets out there and compete herself. She doesn't need anybody to protect her. As a matter of fact, in one of those games, it was reported, and I didn't hear it, that she was out on the basketball court cussing to the point that her dad had told her to shut up and play basketball. So she's not asking for them to protect her from Angel Reese, but this is what the white media does. It's not that Caitlin Clark is perfect. It's not because any white person is perfect. It's just that white people give each other that protection and that grace. So when those 3 black men on Fox Sports came out with their disparaging remarks against Angel Reese because she dared to show emotion. Yes, she was disappointed after losing that game. She's highly competitive, but she was also emotional when she was asked how things had been for her for the past year, when many things had happened to her. So it was not surprising that those 3 black men showed no compassion for her and no sympathy for a 21-year-old who could be a baby sister, if not a daughter. But they didn't feel the need. They didn't feel it. They didn't feel that kind of emotion for a young black woman. But if Caitlin Clark had come on there, or any white woman had come up there and cried, there would have been sympathy enough for them to clean the floor with. They would have followed the white man's lead. They would have done what Massa wanted them to do. But I was pleasantly surprised at the backlash that came to Emmanuel Aiko. But all 3 of those men should have gotten the same heat, because they were all 3 disparaging of Angel Reese because she cried. One of them even mentioned that she had done a spread in Sports Illustrated, as if that was supposed to make up for her disappointment. And she has made $2 million this year in endorsements, and I guess in doing modeling. I don't know what else she's doing, but she's making money, and for them, that seemed to be a reason for them not to feel any compassion for her. Black woman is not supposed to have money and pride and confidence in herself. If she does, then she doesn't deserve any compassion. Well, that was the old way of thinking. But something different happened this time, and I was very glad to see it. Black people, male and female, came in on that guy. And Matt Barnes, of all people, didn't try to hide his. Matt Barnes came on social media and told him why his assessment of the situation was flawed. Roland Martin also grilled Emmanuel Aiko. Mark Lamont Hill put his 2 cents worth in, and so did many others. Would you agree with me that it's time that we started respecting each other's pain? Yes, we want to be successful. Yes, we want money, at least enough money to cover our needs. And yes, we want to live the American dream too. But when we have our disappointments and failures, and when we are sad, we need to give each other the grace to have sympathy, to have compassion for each other. Black women will extend grace and kindness and compassion to black men. But then sometimes, and I'm not saying all black men do this, because black men came through this time. Many of them did. But many times, they will be the first ones to try to drag a black woman down. I'm saying that to say it's time to groom another generation of black people, of black men, that we care about each other regardless to if it's a black woman or a black man that's down. We need to try to lift them up. And when white people go after black people like that, especially when it's somebody like a 21-year-old kid playing basketball, we don't have to pile in on that. We don't have to go along with that. Oh, I forgot. They have to do that because they always got to run to the white man for a job. They haven't learned yet that they can create their own platform. So anyway, y'all, it's time for black women's tears to be honored. And I'm focusing on black women, but I'm talking about black people. We are under attack. These conservatives have come up with a whole new code word, DEI. And all DEI is another way of them trying to say that nobody is capable of doing anything but them, just like the mayor of Baltimore said. But they're attacking all of us. When they say DEI, they don't want any black people there. They're not just talking about black women or black men. They're talking about black people. And we are lacking in understanding when we don't understand this code word and realize we need to work together. Because these people are trying to push people out because they don't want to compete. And that is what this is all about. So we're going to discredit you by saying if you're black, you're not competent. Calling the mayor of Baltimore, who was duly elected by 70% of the population, a DEI mayor. That's insulting. It's time for us to honor each other's pain. We don't have to go along with everything white people say or what the white media says. Because sometimes, as I'm saying before, they are overprotecting white people. They're protecting people who don't even need protection. And we won't even protect the ones who do. So it's really a new day for black people. It's time for us to stand in our own strength and our own identity and care for each other regardless to what other people say. Black women have been carrying the same heavy load for centuries. And we have earned the right to shed a few tears once in a while. And they should be honored. Now that's how I feel. But let me know how you feel. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. And as always, have a great day.